Your person has walked away from you before, perhaps abruptly, even painfully, with sharp words and resolute declarations that left you stunned. They may have told you, either directly or indirectly, that you weren't what they were looking for, that your emotional investment was one-sided, and that they didn't see a future together. At the time, it may have seemed like they had completely made up their mind. There was a finality in their tone, as though they had mentally and emotionally shut the door on the connection. It might have left you questioning your worth, your value, and the sincerity of what you thought you shared. Yet despite the clarity and firmness they may have displayed then, something within them has shifted profoundly. The decision to walk away, which once seemed absolute, is now something they are deeply contemplating. They're beginning to feel the emotional weight of their choices. A quiet, almost haunting sadness has taken root in them, a sense of loss, not just of a person, but of something more intangible, the emotional safety, the potential, the bond that once existed between you. They're starting to sense that you've energetically pulled away, possibly for good. That warmth, openness, and emotional availability you once offered so freely is now absent, and they feel it in a way that's hard to ignore. Unlike before, they're not moving through life with confidence or certainty. They are not marching forward triumphantly, nor are they clinging to the justifications they once leaned on. Instead, they find themselves in a period of deep introspection, quietly, and perhaps even painfully, reconsidering everything. The Six of Pentacles emerges here as a significant symbol of change. It speaks to their growing desire to give back, to restore a sense of balance where once there was emotional inequity. They want to extend an apology, not a hollow one, but a sincere offering of remorse for the hurtful words and dismissive actions they once hurled in your direction. They are yearning for a second chance, a renewal of sorts. What they seek now is not just reconciliation, but a chance to move forward into smoother, more emotionally mature waters. The presence of the King of Pentacles reinforces the sincerity of their intention. This isn't a fleeting emotional impulse or an attempt to soothe their own guilt. It's an earnest desire to build something stable, respectful, and grounded. They want to nurture the bond with a sense of responsibility they didn't embody before. What's most telling is that their transformation hasn't been superficial. It's not about missing your presence in a fleeting or selfish way, it's about seeing things with new eyes. This time apart has prompted them to look inward, to examine the shadows and contradictions within themselves. They've come face to face with truths they once avoided. Spiritual insights, profound and unshakable, have begun to rise within them. These aren't just realizations about the relationship, but revelations about themselves. They're beginning to grasp how their past behaviors triggered a cascade of emotional pain, not only for you, but for themselves and possibly others in their life. What was once invisible or denied has now surfaced with clarity. They are transitioning from a mindset of victimhood to one of accountability. For the first time, they are recognizing the role they played in the unraveling of the connection. They see how their defensiveness, their emotional withdrawal, and perhaps even their fear of vulnerability created a toxic undercurrent that poisoned the potential between you. They are no longer justifying their actions through self-protection or rationalization. Instead, they are starting to acknowledge the emotional damage caused, and they're feeling the full weight of that realization. This inner shift marks the beginning of a more authentic, emotionally present version of themselves. They are contemplating how to rebuild, not just to fix what was broken, but to create something that stands on a more honest and balanced foundation. As they sit with these realizations, their longing to end the separation between you grows stronger. It's not born of loneliness or desperation, but from a deeper understanding of what was lost and why. They now see this distance not as a punishment, but as a necessary part of the karmic cycle they helped initiate. Still, that doesn't make it easier to endure. They want to reach out, to bridge the divide, and to offer not just words but actions that reflect their growth. What's perhaps most moving is how deeply they now admire your strength. Your courage in standing up for yourself, in holding your emotional boundaries, has impacted them more than you may ever know. You showed them what it means to love without losing yourself. You became a mirror in which they could see both their light and their darkness. Your influence on them has been profound, perhaps even transformative. In this space of reflection and awakening, your person is quietly, but determinedly, working through the complexities of their inner world. Whether they will take the final step and reach out remains to be seen, but what's clear is this: they are no longer the same person who walked away from you. A transformation is unfolding, and with it, a yearning not just for reunion, but for redemption. Every time I'm with you, laughter bubbles up effortlessly. It doesn't feel forced or contrived, it rises from somewhere deep within, as natural and spontaneous as breathing. In your presence, I feel transformed, as though I'm experiencing life for the very first time. It's like colors are more vivid, moments more meaningful, and time slows down just enough for me to savor it all. You awaken something within me, a joyful, untamed spirit I hadn't felt in years. It's reminiscent of childhood, when joy wasn't earned or calculated, but simply existed. You bring that back to me. There's a lightness in my chest and a kind of freedom I thought I'd outgrown. Whenever you're near, my heart swells with delight. You carry with you an aura of purity and nobility, a kind of quiet dignity that doesn't demand attention, yet naturally draws it. It's as if you have the ability to sanctify the space around you, to uplift those lucky enough to be in your orbit. You don't merely enter a room, you elevate it. Your energy radiates with such clarity and warmth that it becomes impossible to ignore. And beneath that glow lies something even more compelling, a depth of character that continually reveals itself the more I get to know you. I'm endlessly astonished by your profound awareness, not just of the world around you, but of the unspoken things, the undercurrents of emotion and vulnerability that many people miss. You have an empathetic grasp of human nature that borders on intuitive. It's not something you flaunt, it just is. Even in the most casual conversations, your love, compassion, and kindness shine through. There's something about the way you listen, the way you respond, not to reply, but to truly understand, that makes me feel seen in a way I rarely have before. Your wisdom doesn't shout. It's quiet, magnetic, and it draws me in again and again. One of the first things I noticed about you was your refusal to tolerate injustice, insincerity, or anything that diminishes your integrity. You carry yourself with a kind of fierce gentleness, strong in principle, but soft in delivery. That combination is incredibly rare and incredibly powerful. It speaks volumes about who you are at your core. Being with you makes me want to be more gentle myself, more tender and open. That's not something I've felt often. In truth, I haven't had many opportunities in life to express tenderness. I was taught to be tough, to hold everything inside, to wear strength like armor. But with you, I don't feel the need for that armor. I feel safe enough to lay it down. Honestly, sometimes I just like to watch you. There's something peaceful about it, like watching a flame dance or leaves flutter in the wind. It gives me a sense of calm I've rarely known. You have a warming presence, something that draws people in and makes them want to stay. I find it hard to resist. You don't ask for respect, you command it, effortlessly, simply by being who you are. And the more I observe you, the more I realize how much thought and dedication you put into everything. Even the things that seem simple or easy are infused with intention and care. Your beauty, both inner and outer, captivates me. There's a quiet elegance in the way you move through the world. You don't try to impress, yet you do. You don't try to shine, yet you glow. It's that balance of effort and ease, substance and softness, that makes you so irresistible. There's an indelible quality to you, something that lingers long after we've parted ways. I carry the imprint of your presence with me, and it resonates deeply. I know, without a doubt, that you've made a lasting impact on my life. What's even more remarkable is the spiritual depth that emanates from you. There's a sense of connection to something greater that you carry within you, a grounded awareness that reminds me there's more to life than the surface-level rush. It's not religious, necessarily, it's something more universal, more intuitive. People feel it when they're around you. I've watched how they gravitate towards you, how quickly they open up, how naturally they attach. It's because you make them feel safe. You make them feel like they matter. And that's something extraordinary. I've been lucky enough to experience that feeling firsthand. You've made me feel valued in ways I didn't even know I was longing for. It's not just what you do, it's who you are. Your authenticity is undeniable. You live with purpose and intention, and it shows in every decision, every word, every interaction. You don't just exist, you inspire. And with every passing day, I find myself more grateful not only for your presence in my life, but for the example you set. You show me what it means to live with heart, with courage, and with grace.